Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Stevens. If you're a senior and looking to stay active, healthy, and full of energy, you're in the right place. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It is very important for me. Now, let's talk about your health. If you are ignoring the heaviness in your legs today, you might not be around to regret it tomorrow. It sounds harsh, but the reality of aging is that the silent signals your body sends are often the precursor to a catastrophic shutdown. There are people who wake up with a little numbness in their toes, brush it off as just getting old, and within a year they are facing mobility loss, clots, or worse, because they didn't understand that their own blood vessels were slowly turning into stone. If you don't take active steps to maintain the flow of life through your lower body, the stagnation doesn't just stay in your feet. It affects your heart, your brain, and your very ability to exist. But let's step back from the edge of the cliff and talk about exactly how we are going to fix this. This discussion is not about buying expensive pharmaceutical drugs or undergoing painful surgeries. We are going to talk about the fuel you put in your tank. Specifically, we are going to analyze and rank the most powerful liquids you can drink to transform your circulation from a clogged, rusty pipe into a wide-open superhighway. I'm going to walk you through a specific hierarchy of beverages, from the ones that just keep you alive to the absolute miracle workers that can reverse the aging of your arteries. You need to stay with me until the very end of this talk, because the number one drink, the absolute winner, is something you might have walked past in the grocery store 100 times without realizing it holds the key to walking without pain. To understand why your legs feel heavy or cold, we have to look at the chemistry of your body. There's a master molecule inside you called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the traffic controller of your blood vessels. When you are young, you have plenty of it, and it tells your arteries to relax, open up, and let the blood rush through. But here's the bad news. By the time you blow out the candles on your 60th birthday, your body's ability to produce this molecule has dropped by a staggering 70%. Without this traffic controller, the vessels constrict. They become stiff. It's like trying to push a river through a drinking straw. This leads to cramps, microclots, and a tripling of your risk of falling because you simply cannot feel the ground properly. So how do we get that number back up? Let's start at the bottom of our ranking and work our way up to the gold medal. Naturally, we have to start with plain water. You know you need to drink it. If you are dehydrated, your blood becomes thick and viscous, almost like ketchup trying to flow through a tube. Drinking water thins it out, which is crucial, but water alone is only a baseline. It improves blood flow by about 8%, which is better than nothing, but it doesn't contain the chemical compounds needed to actually widen the arteries. It just makes the liquid easier to push. Moving up the ladder, we find green tea. Now, green tea is fantastic for your overall health, and it does improve vascular function by around 12%. But here's the catch. It's a slow burn. You need to drink it consistently for 8 to 12 weeks to see real changes, and the caffeine in it can sometimes counteract the relaxation effect we are looking for. It's good, but it's not the heavy hitter we need for immediate relief. If we want to get a bit more serious, we look at tart cherry juice. This is where things get interesting because this juice helps reduce the actual stiffness of the arteries, bumping your blood flow improvement up to about 18%. However, we have to be realistic. Fruit juice often comes with a sugar tax. A glass of this can contain 30 grams of sugar, and if you were managing diabetes or watching your weight, that is a steep price to pay for better circulation. Slightly better than cherries is pomegranate juice. This deep red liquid is a powerhouse of antioxidants. It increases blood flow by 22%. But its real magic trick is that it protects the nitric oxide you do have from being destroyed by free radicals. It's like a bodyguard for your blood vessels. But again, it is expensive, and it is heavy on calories. Now, before we get to the top 5, I want to take a quick second to ask you a favor. If you want to keep your arteries wide open and ensure you don't miss out on vital health information like this, please take a moment to click the subscribe button and like this video. It helps the algorithm show this to more people who need to save their legs just like you. It's a small click for you, but it keeps the heart of this channel beating. All right, let's get back to the list and talk about something delicious: cocoa. I'm not talking about a sugary chocolate bar that you buy at the gas station. I'm talking about pure, unsweetened cocoa powder. When you consume this, the flavonoids can boost your nitric oxide levels by 24%. The best part? It works fast. You can see the effects in as little as 2 hours. It's a fantastic afternoon treat that actually serves a medical purpose. Climbing higher, we reach watermelon juice. This is a summer favorite, but it contains a compound called L-citrulline. Your body is smart. It takes this L-citrulline and converts it directly into nitric oxide. It's a direct supply line that improves arterial function by 28%. It's refreshing, hydration-heavy, and highly effective. But there's an underdog in this fight that many people ignore: hibiscus tea. This is a sour red tea that is vastly underrated. Not only does it help lower high blood pressure, which is a massive enemy of circulation, but it also improves blood flow by 31%. The effects build up quickly, usually within just 10 days of drinking it. If you haven't tried it, you are missing out on a very cheap and effective medicine. Now we are entering the heavyweight division: celery juice. I know, it sounds bland, but celery is packed with natural nitrates. When you drink celery juice, you are looking at a 35 to 40% increase in blood flow, and the effects last for hours. It's one of the cleanest ways to get that nitrate boost without a lot of sugar. However, if you want the king of greens, you have to go for an arugula smoothie. Arugula has the highest nitrate content of almost any green vegetable. It's bitter, yes, but that bitterness is the taste of medicine working. Regular consumption pushes your circulation improvement up to 42%. It's incredible to think that a simple leaf can do that much work for your veins. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally arrived at the absolute champion, the gold medalist, the drink that leaves everything else in the dust: beetroot juice. This is the holy grail for anyone over 60. The concentration of dietary nitrates in beets is so high that it's in a league of its own. We are talking about a 30 to 50% increase in blood flow to the legs. It acts almost like a turbocharger for your circulatory system. The science backs this up aggressively. Studies have shown that drinking this daily for just 15 days reduces arterial stiffness by 38%. Think about that analogy I used earlier: the narrow alleyways versus the superhighway. Beetroot juice takes those cramped, stiff back alleys of your vascular system and paves them into broad, smooth freeways. It improves walking endurance by 22%. That means you can walk further, stand longer, and live better without that nagging pain or fatigue. So, how do you take this miracle potion? You don't need gallons of it. You need about 8 ounces or 240 milliliters of pure juice. And here is the secret to unlocking its full power. Drink it in the morning on an empty stomach. You want your body to absorb those nitrates without fighting through a heavy breakfast of eggs and toast. However, there is a catch, a massive trap that almost everyone falls into, and if you do this, you might as well be drinking colored water. Do not use antiseptic mouthwash after drinking your nitrate-rich juice. This sounds crazy, right? But here's why. The conversion of nitrates into that magical nitric oxide actually begins in your mouth. There are good bacteria on your tongue that perform the first step of this chemical reaction. If you swish with a strong mouthwash, you kill those bacteria. You literally wash away the workers who are trying to fix your arteries. So, skip the Listerine if you want to save your legs. Also, consistency is everything. You cannot drink this once and expect to be healed. The effect wears off. If you stop for 3 days, your levels drop back down. It has to be a ritual, just like brushing your teeth. It is a lifestyle change, not a quick fix. I must also add a small note of caution. Beets contain oxalates. If you are someone who is prone to kidney stones, you need to talk to your doctor before you start chugging beetroot juice every day. We want to fix your legs, not hurt your kidneys. To wrap this up, I want you to visualize your blood vessels right now. Imagine them relaxing, opening up, and allowing that life-giving oxygen to rush all the way down to your toes. That is what we're offering here. And to leave you with a fascinating thought to take with you. Did you know that if you laid out all the blood vessels in an average adult body end to end, they would circle the Earth 2.5 times? That is nearly 100,000 miles of track that you need to maintain. So, grab that glass of beetroot juice and start taking care of those miles today, because nobody else is going to do it for you.